Liberal Viewer present.
So now that Idaho Republican Senator Larry Craig has resigned effective September 30th, I wanted to go back for a moment and analyze an undercovered aspect of the affair, the lack of a crime fitting Craig's conduct, even if you accept the undercover officer's interpretation of Craig's bathroom behavior. Just a part of that problem was graphically demonstrated by Paige Hopkins in this Fox and Friends clip that may reveal more than they intended right here.
You know, your foot just touched mine. It actually did. But my point is that would that be a misdemeanor in a restroom?
Do you catch my drift?
It's disorderly conduct.
I'm trying to get at something here. No, I'm not. I never would.
Or you could get a more lawyerly opinion from Houston criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Nicole DeBoard appearing on the O'Reilly Factor in this clip.
He really made a big mistake by going ahead and entering that plea, because what we have here is essentially a vice squad person who decides that tapping someone's foot and rolling a suitcase up against a bathroom door, if we understand the facts correctly, is now some sort of disorderly conduct, or worse yet, indications that this person wants to have sex. I mean, I guess we have the psychic vice squad now, because it seems over the top to me, and I just can't see how that brings it to the level of having an actual case. He should not have pled guilty to this offense.
Now, I'm not licensed to practice law in Minnesota, but having read some of the statutes and having handled many misdemeanors here in California, it looks to me like Ms. DeBoard is only half right, because not only would Craig's bathroom behavior mean an uphill battle to convince a jury to convict someone of a crime beyond a reasonable doubt, but the truth the mainstream media seems mostly to have missed was posted earlier in the week by law professor Dale Carpenter on the libertarian conservative legal blog The Volokh Conspiracy under the title, "What Was Craig's Crime?" Professor Carpenter points out several holes in the prosecution, including his statement, quote, "I'm not a Minnesota criminal lawyer, but I don't think asking a stranger for sex in a public place, while vulgar and rude under many circumstances, would by itself be a crime under state law," unquote. Professor Carpenter also points out the long history of men getting caught in these sting operations and pleading guilty at unusually high rates to avoid public embarrassment. And if you listen to the audio from Senator Craig's arrest available at a link in the video description, you'll find the whole strategy of arresting Officer Dave Krasnia's interrogation technique seemed geared toward getting a plea to an uncommitted crime to avoid the revelation of embarrassing but legal behavior, as most evident in this snippet.
There's two ways. Yes, you can go to court. You can plead guilty.
Yeah.
There'll be a fine. You won't have to explain anything, and no one will know. And you pay a fine. You leave. That's it. Done. Or if you want to plead not guilty, and I can't make these decisions for you.
No, just tell me where I am, because
then if you go not guilty,
in all fairness, guys, I need to make this apply.
Okay. And then if you go to not guilty, then I would have to come to court and have to testify to what I saw. Okay. So those are the two things. Okay. Did I explain that part?
Yes.
Of course, even if Craig's conduct was not illegal, I'm not trying to defend him, and I noticed an air of dishonesty around his whole "I am not gay" press conference this week. There was that weirdly Freudian introductory statement saying,
"Thank you all very much for coming out today."
And thank you, Senator, for not coming out today, I guess. But beyond that Freudian slip, Senator Craig was either dishonest in his statement this week or was admitting worse dishonesty in the past when he explained,
"While I was not involved in any inappropriate conduct at the Minneapolis airport or anywhere else, I chose to plead guilty to a lesser charge in hopes of making it go away."
Well, it's pretty much impossible to plead guilty to Minnesota's disorderly conduct statute without engaging in inappropriate conduct of some kind. So Senator Craig is either being dishonest in this statement this week, or he was lying to the court when he pled guilty in June. But perhaps the most dishonest claim in Senator Craig's statement came in the sentence following his emphatic announcement of sexual orientation here.
"I am not gay. I never have been gay." Still, without a shred of truth or evidence to the contrary, the statesman has engaged in this witch hunt.
Now, however you judge the honesty of Craig's statement that he's not gay, his claim that the Idaho Statesman newspaper had not even a shred of evidence seems pretty disingenuous given the description of events from newspaper reporter Dan Popke in this Fox News clip.
The most serious claim alleged Craig actually had sex with a stranger he met in the men's room at Washington, D.C.'s Union Station in 2004, a charge made by a Republican professional man in a tape-recorded interview that Statesman reporter Dan Popke played for Craig and his wife in May.
As she listened to the audio of the Union Station accuser, she wept.
And Craig, according to the paper, turned to his wife and said, "Sorry, hun."
So what do you think? Did Senator Larry Craig lie about committing the crime of disorderly conduct in order to cover up the non-crime of asking another man to have sex with him? And if Senator Craig had admitted to embarrassing but legal behavior but avoided a criminal conviction, would he still have had to resign his Senate seat?
YouTube, you decide.